It's time for a new session. It's not like training this session like we have had before. Just to know, guys, we had last time Santos was with us. If it wasn't some of you that were able to attend, we did some self-service portal training and give some few ideas what you can do with the self-service portal to customization and things like that. You find the video in our website on demand, so you can watch it if you like, or just send us an email. We can send a link to you. That's absolutely fine. Today we're just gonna briefly or deeply or whatever it's gonna be have a walkthrough of our new agent. I did a small introduction of it in my news and tips and tricks and news for a week ago or two. Time flies by. But this time I told them that we will deep dive into more what it is, how you can benefit from it, the reason, all of these kind of things, and that you can possibly think of. Please ask question if there is anything. We'll take it by the end. Or you can always email Inuit support@inuit.se or sales, or call us, of course. That's it from me. Santos, please continue with your presentation and I will leave you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Eric. Hi, everyone. It's such a pleasure to meet you all again. And this time we are going to discuss about the unified agent that we have introduced in ServiceDesk Plus version 11.3 along with new features. So I understand we are doing all these webinars continuously so that we can have a good connect on how the product is working, how you're utilizing the product, and any assistance from there on, we are there to help you out. So that is the actual motive for us to do all these sessions continuously. So I'm Santosh Mahiban. I'm a customer success manager from Manage Engine ServiceDesk Plus. I work closely with Inuit, and this being one of my region, I work with Inuit and Inuit's customers, helping them set up the application with education sessions to make them understand, to educate people on what we have released and so on. So with no further delay, I'm gonna stop the camera and get right into our today's topic, where I'm gonna introduce you to the unified agent for asset discovery in ServiceDesk Plus and AssetExplorer. And along with that, we're gonna see a couple of new features that we have introduced in the latest version. So since this is a recorded session, you would get a copy of the recording. And also, if you have any questions, you can always ask us on the chat, and we'll be happy to answer you with any questions that you're coming up with. So this is the agenda where we're going to see about the new unified agent for asset discovery. And we're going to talk about the ZIA feature that we have, which is our artificial intelligence. So we are going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Microsoft Teams enhancements that we have introduced, the antivirus component that we have introduced in ServiceDesk Plus, then about a couple of automations that you could make use of with ServiceDesk Plus. All right. With no further delay, I'm going to talk about the new agent. So why should ServiceDesk Plus or AssetExplorer use a new agent or leverage the unified agent from Desktop Central? So this is about customers who are in ServiceDesk Plus, either professional or the enterprise edition, who are at version 11.2. So when you're going to upgrade, you're going to see certain benefits. And if you're a customer who are already using ServiceDesk and Desktop Central, you already have the features. So this is basically for all customers who are at version 11.2, all right, and who are at professional or enterprise edition, who are going to upgrade to the latest. So the asset discovery with the new unified agent from Desktop Central, you get agent-based scan for Windows, Linux, and Mac operating system. So this is earlier available only for Desktop Central customers. Now, since Desktop Central is bundled with ServiceDesk Plus, you're going to get this option. Automated warranty updates for better warranty management. So Desktop Central agent is going to bring warranty information of Dell, Lenovo, Toshiba, and other assets into ServiceDesk Plus. Advanced remote control features for troubleshooting. So this is something that you are going to get along with the latest release. Then you get a couple of system management tools along with the remote control process, so that is there. Then you have effective communication through announcements and text, voice, or video chat features, which is part of the remote control feature. Then we have Wake on LAN, boot up through which you could boot up remote computers. That is also part of this particular package. Now, what we have done is that using the unified agent for ServiceDesk Plus and AssetExplorer, we offer several remote IT asset management capabilities in addition to just asset discovery and warranty. So you could do the remote control, you could do voice or video chat, you could perform Wake on LAN, and you could make announcements where you could create announcements using the Desktop Central agent. Then you get the system manager's features. All right, so these are all the capabilities that we have incorporated together using the new agent for ServiceDesk Plus through Desktop Central. All right, now what if you're not using ServiceDesk Plus in the professional or in the enterprise edition? What would happen? So if you're in the standard edition and if you're upgrading to the latest version, then you need to purchase a separate license, all right, which is called Remote Access Plus license, if you wanted to use the asset management capabilities, because you would be considered as a new customer. Now, if you are just installing ServiceDesk Plus at 11.3, then you would again be considered as a new customer because you're not migrating from 11.2 to 11.3. What would happen is that, again, you would need to go with this particular Remote Access Plus license if you wanted to do the remote control capabilities along with the other features. So this benefit will only be applicable for customers who are at version 11.2 with professional or the enterprise edition. All right. Now, again, these are the same things that we have discussed earlier, but this is something that you need to understand if you already have Desktop Central. All right. So without Desktop Central integration, the unified agent will be available once you upgrade to 11.300. If you already have Desktop Central integration, the unified agent will be applicable once you upgrade both your ServiceDesk Plus and your Desktop Central to version 11.3. This is one thing. The next is that the unified agent offers asset discovery, remote control, and warranty tracking possibilities for all your assets that you have purchased in ServiceDesk. All right, whatever assets you've purchased in ServiceDesk, it is available even though you don't have Desktop Central. Now, with Desktop Central integration, the unified agent offers asset discovery, remote control, warranty tracking capabilities of all the asset nodes that you have purchased in ServiceDesk. So these two, this option for with Desktop Central or without Desktop Central, it means that even though you have 1,000 assets in ServiceDesk and 500 assets in Desktop Central, or even if you don't have Desktop Central, but you're just installing it after you upgrade it to 11.300, you would be able to do scanning remote control for all the 1,000 assets, all right? Now, customers who have purchased the Unified Endpoint Management Remote Access Plus add-on, formerly called as System Tools, can utilize the capabilities such as Wake on LAN, announcements, System Manager. So you could already use this with no interruptions. And for customers who are already using Desktop Central, it's just part of your license, so you don't need to worry about it. Now, this is all the same features that we have discussed. So without any delays, all right, I'm just going to take you right into the demo and explain you how this works. So I'm just going to move these screens, all right? Now, if you are a customer who has just upgraded from a professional or an enterprise edition to version 11.300, what happens is that when you go right into the admin tab, you would first be prompted with a message as you see above. It would say, with this upgrade, replace existing agents with Desktop Central. So this is a message. You would need to install Desktop Central if you wanted to, go ahead and use the unified agent. Now, what happens is that I have installed 1,000 ServiceDesk agents already in 11.2 for all my Windows machines already. I upgrade to 11.3. The moment I go to agent configuration in the admin section, I will be interrupted with the screen like this, where I would not be able to do anything except that download and install Desktop Central. Now, once I download the Desktop Central, it's automatically going to install, integrate itself. And once the integration happens, you would be able to access the agent. Now, this is another setup that I have. And I'm just going to take you to the admin tab of this. And we're going to talk on the same. All right, so let's just go over here and we'll see what the difference is. So this is a setup where I have not done the Desktop Central integration. I have an intrusive screen where I can't do anything except just stare at the screen. But if I have installed Desktop Central and if I have integrated it, we are going to see what we are going to get. So I go to agent configuration, all right, and over here, you would be able to see that this is not an intrusive screen, it's just going to refresh. You'd be able to see ServiceDesk being integrated with Desktop Central. And once it's integrated, this screen is totally accessible, all right? You would get 3 agents. You get agents for Windows, Linux, and Mac operating systems, all right? You could download these agents and you can deploy it accordingly. You have the steps to deploy, you have options to deploy through image, you will have all of this. So my integration should come up anytime, it's just taking a while. So yeah, it's right there. So since it's integrated, you have these options, and through these options, you will be able to go ahead and you can deploy this agent. Now, when you deploy this agent, you can do it for all 3 flavors, and not just that, you get the steps on how you could do this. Once this agent is installed, all right, you get a couple of other cool options over here. So I'm just going to take you to the Asset Management tab. Now, you've deployed the agents, all right? And before deploying the agents, there's one other thing that we need to notice over here. Now, when you're integrating, you have an option to provide ServiceDesk, the Desktop Central server IP address, and there's something called as public IP address. Now, if you have a public IP address, that is something you can add it over here and provide it to Desktop Central agent. What this does is that it helps you to deploy the agents for all the machines, so that even though the users are on a remote location without the intranet access, through the internet with the help of the public IP, they will be able to access, or the agents will be able to report to ServiceDesk Plus. All right. And also, if you wanted to deploy a configuration or perform any settings, you'll be able to do it over the internet with this particular integration. So this is how the integration works, and that is the reason why we have the public IP or NATing option available over here. All right. Now, with all these integrations done, once you head to the Assets tab, you're going to see a couple of new things over here. The agent is deployed. It's installed on all the workstations. All right. Once it's been installed, and when you go to workstations, so let me just wait for the screen to come up. We're going to see what will happen once we go to workstations. All right, there are a couple of workstations that's already been scanned. Now, if you go into the specific workstation, you would be able to see the scan type, which says DC agent. So it's basically done through the Desktop Central agent. So what benefit does it give you is this agent will auto upgrade itself. So you don't need to worry about deploying the agent again. And the Desktop Central installation that you did, it's only to activate the admin configurations. So once you install and you integrate, you don't need to worry about managing Desktop Central or maintaining it. All you have to do is just make sure that the integration is going to enable your agent configurations. Now, this Desktop Central could be installed on any other machine as well. If you say that I have ServiceDesk Plus on a Linux server, you could basically install Desktop Central on any other Windows machines and you can integrate. The next thing is that the Desktop Central need not be upgraded every now and then, only when the configurations of Desktop Central is totally different, or when we prompt you through ServiceDesk Plus to upgrade Desktop Central, it's only at that time you need to upgrade. Until then, you don't need to be worried about it. All right. Now, this Desktop Central agent is going to scan, track your assets, and you get options to perform remote control using the Desktop Central agent. Well, I've integrated it, but I have not deployed the agent, so I don't get the option over here. But we're going to see what are the options you get when you have deployed the Desktop Central agent, and if you are trying to scan, so this is what we get. So if I'm using the remote control, all right, it is basically a screen sharing session. So the remote control that I'm going to do is a screen sharing session where I get a lot of these features. So I would be able to share files during my remote control. All right, because the screen sharing session will only happen if you have logged in and the other person has also logged into the workstation. If the users are not logged in, it would not be a screen sharing session. It would just be a remote desktop session. And if you are trying to do a remote into a virtual machine, for now, it would be treated as a screen remote desktop session and not a screen sharing session, because only if users are logged in, it would be a screen sharing session. You'll be able to do file transfers, all right? And you would be able to like initiate calls or text messages. So you get all of these options with the new agent. So with the agent, you would be able to do text messages, voice call, video call. You get a lot of these add-on benefits and a lot more features as well. You get the system preferences and so on. So this is how the remote control is going to help users perform multiple operations using the Desktop Central agent. So this agent is packaged into ServiceDesk Plus, and once Desktop Central is installed and integrated, it's going to activate all these features. All right, as you could see, you could like take screenshots, you could like control the system with the system tools. So all these options are possible with the remote control feature of Desktop Central, which is integrated through ServiceDesk Plus. And also, not just that, all right, not just that, with this integration, you would also be able to perform a couple of other benefits, such as like this agent would get the warranty information of Dell, Lenovo, Toshiba, and other devices and add them right into your services. So it just basically brings in the warranty information. So these are all the benefits that you get when you upgrade to 11.3, install Desktop Central, and integrate. Now, one may ask a question like, do I need to manage licenses for Desktop Central because you're asking me to install it? Well, you don't need to purchase any license for Desktop Central until you are okay with these features. Because if you have not applied a license for Desktop Central, it would switch from trial mode to free version. All right, it would switch to free version, and you don't need to be worried about it. The license expiry will not switch off the product. It would move to free version. Now, if you want to deploy patches, if you wanted to deploy software, you want to install software, only at that time you would go for purchasing of Desktop Central. All right, until then you're okay with this particular feature. So these are the benefits that you get when you integrate ServiceDesk Plus with Desktop Central, and we saw how the Desktop Central is mandatory with 11.3, because without that you would not be able to go ahead and scan, manage your assets. So this is something you need to make it very clear that you install it. All right. With this, we are completing the unified agent for Service Desk. So we have completed this feature, and we are stepping into our next feature, which is about ZIA. All right. Now, I'm pretty sure most of you would have seen ZIA. ZIA is our artificial intelligence that is being empowered by Zoho Corporation. So we work on this particular AI feature, and this AI feature is being built into a lot of our products. We have the ZIA for a lot of our solutions, even in the cloud. Now we have it in the on-premises solution. So it's a lot more easier and reliable. So what you actually get out of ZIA is that earlier we had a couple of features, such as we had options to prevent requests from reopening. So if a user replies with out-of-box email, out-of-office emails, or if someone says that have a good weekend, so these are emails that you don't want to be added as conversations and reopen the ticket. Well, you could say configure them in the system, and ZIA will prevent it from making it happening. All right. So that is something you could do using ZIA, and this is available even before 11.3. So you could just add the impulses, and based on which ZIA will be able to understand and work on it accordingly. So for now, it's only for English characters, we are working for non-English characters too. The next is that we already introduced approval operations, which is basically from an approval email notification, if user replies saying it's approved or rejected, or if they say any other option, Zia would understand and will process it accordingly. All right. So these are features that were there earlier. And with 11.3, we have suggested features for template prediction and category prediction. What happens is that user logs into your ServiceDesk Plus, you have fanciful templates, and user would just go for the default template and say, need a new laptop. So you also saw the solution suggestion. User is just going to ignore all of that, and they're just going to create a ticket. While they're going to create the ticket, Zia is going to understand and say, is your category hardware and is your template request a laptop? And if I say apply, from my incident default template, it takes me right into my service template where I have my service delivery time. I have a couple of mandatory fields that I need to fill in. The category is already preset. I just go choose laptop. I have other features coming in, other fields coming in, and I click on add request. So this way, using Zia, what we have done is that we have built-in intelligence such as it predicts the template as well as the category for the ticket. Now, this training has to be done on an historical data. So the moment you enable these configuration, this data would be processed by Zia. It uses machine learning to understand. And then with the machine learning it would do a live query of your data. So the moment you are creating a ticket, it does the live query and understands that, okay, this has to be classified as a category as hardware, and the template is for request new laptop. So this is how it understands and it processes accordingly. So this is how Zia prediction is going to work. All right. So the prediction, category prediction, and the template suggestion will only work if the ticket is created using the default template. That's one point. And right now, it is only available for English language and for tickets that's created through the web form. So email or any other templates, it won't work. It's just going to work for tickets that are created through the web form. So these are the couple of features that we have introduced. Now, here is something about the Teams enhancements. So we have Microsoft integration with Microsoft Teams. So this webinar is ServiceDesk Plus on-premises, and ServiceDesk Plus on-premises integrates with a couple of Microsoft services. So I would strongly recommend go to admin, all right, and go check out our integrations section, all right? So if you go right into the integrations section, we have a lot of these integrations, and we have options to integrate with ServiceDesk with Microsoft Teams, actionable messages for Outlook, calendar, we have telephony integration. So these are all certain things that we have available today. When you integrate ServiceDesk Plus with the Microsoft Teams, the best part is that right from Microsoft Teams, you will be able to create ticket into ServiceDesk Plus, all right? You will be able to approve the tickets right from your Teams. So this is the Teams integration, and as you could see, you could quickly create a ticket from Microsoft Teams, all right? You could also take approval action right from your Teams into which would be recorded in ServiceDesk Plus. These are two new features that we have introduced, and all you have to do is use the slash commands, use pending approval, or using the slash commands, you could literally say create ticket, and you would get an option to create a ticket. So we are also planning to enhance to support templates suggestions, or sorry, choose templates while the ticket is being created from Teams. So these are all something that we are already working on. But today you can perform approval actions and also create a ticket right from Teams into your ServiceDesk Plus. So the next is about packaging an antivirus component right into your ServiceDesk Plus, because often we had users requesting for an antivirus solution in ServiceDesk Plus, so that when a ticket is being created, or when someone is when users want to scan every attachment that's been done, it can be done using the integration feature that we have introduced. So I can go right into my ESM directory. So I click on this, I go to ESM directory, and over here, I have options for security settings. And I go to advanced, and I have an option to enable antivirus scanning for file uploads. So basically, if you have an antivirus solution in place, you can just integrate that solution into ServiceDesk Plus. With this integration, ServiceDesk will be able to process all the files that's being attached, and it would scan it through the antivirus solution that you have integrated it with. So this is how it works. So if you have an antivirus solution in place, you can go ahead and do that. So this is another feature that we have introduced in ServiceDesk Plus, where we give users an option to scan attachments using their antivirus solutions, which is integrated into ServiceDesk Plus. Now, this is just a quick information for you guys, where we have options to write custom scripts or custom functions for projects and tasks. All right. Earlier, the custom scripts or custom functions weren't available for projects and tasks. With 11.3, we have released this integration. So all you have to do is you have to go to admin, and just as how you see the custom triggers or custom functions or custom menu for the incident and the change module, I have the same for project management. So for project management and for tasks, I can write custom functions. I can use that particular operation to perform a lot of automations into your tasks and your project management as well. So that's one added advantage with 11.3. And for problem management, we never had API available. So as a first cut with the first enhancement, we released the latest version of API available for problem management. So using this problem API, again, you can perform integrations from modules to modules. And also, if you wanted to integrate the problem management ticket with any other solution which supports API, you would be able to do it with the API support that we have introduced. So you need to know where the API is. You need to go to admin, and we have API. So from here, you have an option to view the documentation and test the API accordingly. All right. So over here on the left-hand side, you have all the modules for which we support API, and right here we have for problem module. You can try out the API as well. All right. And you could perform any type of integrations that you require. So this is how you could make use of our API. Now, here are like a couple of other quick overview. So ServiceDesk Plus is now available as an add-on for your Microsoft Outlook. So it's kind of an interesting feature. All right. So I don't have my Outlook with me. So basically, let me just see if I could do that. I am just gonna add the credentials, I guess. Okay, I am just going to sign in. Okay, let me see. So with your Outlook, we have this plugin that you could just upload. You could deploy it for your organization. So what it basically does is that for each and every email that you get in your Outlook, you just have to click on the 3 dots that you get on every email, and you could convert that email into a ticket right from your Outlook. You don't need to forward it to ServiceDesk Plus. You could basically choose the templates. You could so I just click on the 3 dots. Hopefully it is here. Or okay, here is it, ServiceDesk Plus email. for Outlook. So it basically loads the request form to create a ticket, or you could like just view the list view of tickets right into your right from your Outlook. You can add notes, you can perform edit operations, you can choose the request template. So you could do all of this feature right from within your Outlook right from within ServiceDesk Plus, sorry, right from within Outlook using the ServiceDesk Plus plugin. So basically you get a panel of panel where you could choose templates, or you could create a ticket, or you could edit a ticket and perform a lot of these operations. Then we have the advanced analytics integration support for survey data from ServiceDesk Plus. All right, so right now when you integrate ServiceDesk Plus with Analytics Plus, you can run data from for survey in ServiceDesk Plus. All right, ServiceDesk Plus also supports software reconciliation capabilities, making it easy to track all software licenses and purchase orders. So this is another new enhancement that we have released in version 11.3. So with no further delay, and with whatever we have discussed so far, we have come to the end of our today's session. All right. So hope you were able to follow everything. Hope you were able to figure out where the settings, the features were. All right. So go ahead, try it out. If you haven't upgraded, upgrade to 11.3 and let us know if you have any questions, and we will be happy to answer all of them. And also you could ask the questions in Swedish if you need it, and we'll have either Eric or Marcus translate those questions for us. Okay, let me just...
Thank you very much, Santosh. I think I don't have any questions now, but you could still type your questions if you have any questions, or you could come back to us in an email after. That's okay too.
Thank you, Marcus. So as Marcus said, you always have Inuit's email with you. So you can email them anytime, any questions. If we need a session to discuss more best practices with the new agent and so on, we will be happy to help you out.
Yes, and I think we should wrap up this session, and we will send out the recording to all of you latest tomorrow. Oh, that's one question coming in here. Okay. Separate license to activate the remote access module. Do you hear that, Santosh?
Separate license to activate the remote access module?
Separate license. Yeah.
Okay, so the remote so if you're an existing customer who's of professional or enterprise edition, and if you upgrade to version 11.3, and if you install Desktop Central and integrate, you get scanning, remote control, and warranty feature right out of the box. You don't need to purchase any licenses. You don't need to purchase extra additional license for Desktop Central or for the asset nodes. It's just out of box. You can just go ahead and use that. So you don't need any extra license for it. If you are a customer, if you're a new customer who's just installing 11.3, or a standard edition customer upgrading to the professional, upgrading to a professional or enterprise edition post 11.3 upgrade, in that case, you would need to purchase separate license for scanning and remote control. If not, you would not you need not purchase any additional license.
Okay. Hope you get that and send that. So if you have any more questions regarding licenses and so on, that's just email us or call us, and we will help you out. So, okay, thank you very much, Santosh. I think we closing for today, and we will get a recording on, and we will also publish a new, more training session for October, I think, coming up in the coming weeks.
Perfect. Perfect.
So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Marcus. Thank you, everyone, and you all have a good day. Bye-bye.